Hey friends, Wade Wyant here, and this is week 18 of 2024, what we've been calling the year of chaos. There's been some chaos so far, but I think the real chaos is coming, so get ready. With that being said, we want to help you increase your gross profit, and that's in conjunction with our new book, Grow Profit or Die, which I would encourage you to go get ASAP. You can get it at growprofitordie.com. All we ask is that you pay for shipping, and we'd love to have you read that, increase the profitability of your company, and prepare for what is a future chaotic year and already has been. This week, one of our recommendations or tips and tricks in order to help you can start that process or continue the process of growing the profit in 2024 is around communication. Now, what do I mean by this? First off, the word communication is one of those words that is a bucket that catches every little problem in any given business. Communication can be talking about how you communicate with people, the format in which you do it, the tools in which you use, how often it happens, how well it happens, how well it's measured. I mean, there's so many things that can fall into communication, and most companies would say they have a challenge with communication. In fact, when I do quarterly and annual meetings, and I've been doing these for the last 7 years, when I do them, and by the way, before that I was doing my own company for many, many years, one of the top topics that comes up, probably the number one topic, not the number one need to fix, but the number one thing as far as it reoccurs over and over again, most companies will say, almost all, that communication is a challenge. And while I can't solve all those communication problems within your company, because as I said, there are many, many different types of communication challenges inside of all of our businesses, what I want to do is give you two things that you can be doing today to start helping with the communication challenge. Number one, the first thing, and you've already thought of it, I just want to encourage you to have the discipline to go do what you've already thought about, and that is consolidate your communication tools and create some guide rails around what tools you'll be using moving forward. Meaning, right now I can probably get a hold of you via Slack, Teams. I can probably do it via text, email, phone. There's probably multiple other ways I can get a hold of you. There might be people on your team that you Instagram message with. Who knows? It's wild, all the communication channels that happen within a company. And this erodes profit. Why is that? Because if I don't know where communication is coming from, or if I don't have a way to hold you accountable to the communication, it's quite possible you will drop the ball. And in our world where we're moving fast, it's important to make sure that we're keeping up. So it's important and critical that you identify a few channels and then you enforce those internally. Meaning, and I know people don't like doing this, but you have to say, we either support communication via text or we don't. We support Slack or we don't. The idea you'll get down to just one or two is not realistic, but you should definitely go from the hundreds that they could use down to say 5 or 10 that are official platforms you have to support. By the way, no one will like this, and everybody will complain, and they'll all tell you you got it wrong. That may be true. Same as when you roll out a new expense policy or a new CRM, they're always going to tell you you've got it wrong. But I'm telling you, you've got to get this right, and you've got to pick something, and you got to enforce it. Second thing is when it comes down to your outside of your internal communication, you need to streamline and put guide rails up around how your customers and outside vendors and just people you work with, how they communicate with you. Because while internally it may be the wild, wild west, it can get crazier from the outside world. If they believe there's a channel to get a hold of you on, they'll do it. And so you'll notice that over the years, and we've all seen this, whether you're in voicemail hell or the dial 5 if you want this, dial 6 if you want that. We've all experienced these types of challenges working with companies. Those are not bad things. The companies are trying to streamline, automate it so that you get the best possible service. And obviously they save money, which, okay, yeah, that's their job. We might hate it, but it's not a bad thing to do. And I would encourage you to do the same thing in your business. Now, that's tip number 2. Go streamline your external communication and force people into certain funnels and channels. That's my tip. With that said, I want to recognize the fact that you may be sitting around thinking, hey, I've got a white glove service, or I'm a high-end business where I want to communicate with my customers anywhere they want to communicate with me. And by the way, at Red Wagon, we see ourselves that way because most of our clients are high-end. We're working with a CEO and leadership team, and so we want to make sure we're there for them no matter what channel they want to communicate. With that being said, you can text, email us, get a hold of us anywhere you want at Red Wagon, and we'll do our best to respond. It's part of our white glove service. we still do our best to funnel you through certain channels. So for example, we used to get our books out there via Amazon. Now we're using a website because it channels you through our process. We used to use paper tools for communicating. Now we use Microsoft Forms and only Microsoft Forms. And so we're finding and we're guiding our clients through the best ways to communicate with us, and it's really working, even though we maintain that white glove service. Bottom line to all these recommendations are, you can't give up. You have to have discipline in your communication, and you have to enforce it. If you don't do these things, you will continue to have eroding gross profit and eroding profits in your business because you won't have clean communication. Things will get dropped or they won't get done, or either way, you'll burn people out. So go start this process today. This is one of the best ways that you can add profitability to your business today.